Awesome Guy 95 here, and today I will be reacting to another YouTube poop video, and it's called YTP, Drug Demuro's Car Contamination Celebration, created by CS188. And now without further ado, on with the video!
This is the new 2022 BMW M5 CS.
Is the what? It's the BMW M5 CS188.
188 and yes, this really is BS. And
BS.
Today, I'm going to, before I get stupid, be sure to check out
Stupid?
We've had some fantastic sales recently, including this gorgeous jar of Doug's Fart.
Doug Demuro's Quirks and Farts.
Which sold for almost $120,000 at www.fartsandshits.com.
www. Mom. Doug Demuro. Drug Demo.
Today, perks and
What's going on?
and then I'll give it a jerk.
Was that the THX intro? I love that. Good times, but it just, it aches my ears.
Doug's score. So
Sus!
let's talk CS.
Do not stop.
CS has always been perfect, wonderful.
Perfect, wonderful.
This car has less car compared to other
What happened to the other half?
Very unique and certainly stands out. You have a power bulge, a bigger bulge. This car also has brakes. You don't often see that on BMWs, but the regular luxurious seats have been replaced with these buckets. So you can see if you want to. And they have holes throughout them. Yep.
It's the flex take guy. That's a lot of damage.
In fact, the piss buckets have been replaced with these seats.
Oh, come on. Piss buckets, what happened to the seat?
Yellow. But anyway, they have holes throughout them where you can stick a stick through if you want to do that, or you can fuck it.
Okay.
That is not cool. So I gotta say, this is disgusting.
Gilbert Gottfried, may rest in peace.
I cannot believe I am sitting in
urine and feces.
In fact,
okay.
There's nuns. If you want more grip, you can get those. And speaking of seats and associated accoutrements. Accoutrement? Accoutrement. Speaking of accoutrement. Speaking of accoutrement, I like the little display screen that shows a fedora because it's damn adorable. Also, the gauge cluster screen becomes more.
So the fedora is not adorable? That's nice.
Gauge showing you like a single front and center. And this is a full scroll gauge cluster, as you can see, but it's not very impressive. But anyway, next we move on to the preset buttons, which you can configure for driving. You can program them to do a wide variety of things, like number 2 in the trunk.
Come on.
And one very cool adjustment you can make in this car is you could have Pete Davidson drive your BMW if you don't want to drive.
Pete Davidson assisted drive mode.
You don't often see that level of configurability. There's a button in the center console marked BMW mode. If you press that and hold it down, the brakes shut off completely.
What did it say?
Hold it down, the brakes shut off completely.
I need to stop making the same joke.
This little button here on top of the transmission you can press to adjust like shifting your wheels to improve your performance. And let's take a listen to the sport exhaust on.
Vroom.
And then just tap it with your thumb to turn it off. Just
okay, my ears!
Let's take a listen to Train.
Sorry, I had to cut out one part of the reaction I recorded. It's the part where I mentioned the Hey Soul Sister song by Train. Anywho, back to the video.
Into safety mode, which turns off your car if your car is going too fast. And I think that's a fantastic idea on the racetrack. The engine, the chassis, and the steering, and the chassis, and the chassis, and the chassis, and the chassis, and each.
What?
The engine, the chassis, and the steering, and the chassis, and the chassis, and the chassis.
The engine, the chassis, the steering, the cheering, the stasis, the chassis,
and each
assassin.
Next up, we move on to the cargo area in this car, the trunk, which isn't particularly interesting or exciting. Now, this isn't a closing trunk, although it's worth pointing out there is a lock button on the trunk lid. So you can press lock before you press lock, and that way you close the trunk lid. And that way the trunk lid isn't locked and you can walk away.
Isn't locked.
It's worth pointing out there is a walk away button on the trunk lid. So you can press walk away before you walk away, and you can walk away without having to close the trunk, and that way the trunk lids close before you.
What about the walk away?
Walk away without having to close the trunk, and that way the trunk lids
walk away
before you, which is nice. Although it's worth pointing out the trunk lids walk away button isn't
walk
a button,
away.
so you can just slide your finger over the trunk and the car walks away, which I think
walks
is
away.
Cool. 0 to 60 in 60 seconds because of the sheer amount of tubes all crammed into the fucking trunk. As you can see, it's just crammed with a lot of tubes.
What's with all the tubers? There's a lot of tubers in the trunk.
They have 4,000 pounds of weight. I will never not love 4 zones. So now it's time to drive.
Wow. That's the gnome meme.
Wow.
Wow.
This thing is seriously.
Seriously.
Smaller.
Spit it out!
Like,
Okay.
Feel like you're driving. It's just not good. It's really
not good.
Not impressive. I'm
hot dog.
In 5th gear going 180, and I put my foot down and I.
SpongeBob?
Zip. At any moment, I can just die.
Whoa! No! Drunk Demuro! Oh, not again. Sad face.
I've already crashed it. And now I'm dead.
Guess we'll be going to his funeral.
But it is surprisingly comfortable.
Comfortable?
The new 2022 BMW M5 CS is on fire. But anyway, now it's time to give a CS score. CS, the ultimate CS,
3, 4,
CS
5, 6.
standard with huge stiff comps. CS,
Okay.
CS
8,
is imprinted into the bottom of the hood. Now, on the outside of the hood, you can also see CS, and
the CS 17, 18, 19, 20.
CS,
22, 23, 24, 25. Oh, Squidward.
Between the two seats. CS printed on the dashboard.
28.
You can see CS with a CS. CS.
30.
You can also see it on the CS.
CSI.
On the dashboard, you can see CS with a CS. CSI. You can also see it on the CS. CSs are generally $5,000 extra. CS.
34, 35.
CS has not been tremendously.
Oh wow, 37.
CS here.
40. Hey guys.
CS earns such a higher weekend score. CS might just be the most exciting
42.
car I've ever driven. Ties. You
Ties?
Pirelli P tires, which are yellow.
P tires?
I should mention I have amazing feet. Let's just put it that way. This is truly a car. Yes.
And pause. All right. Let's see some of my favorite parts, shall we?
Be sure to check out car.
Oh! That's Sonic. Sonic just worshiping the tire. I can't. Drug Demuro. Drug Demo.
And today,
there it is. What's going on?
And then I'll give it.
Drug Demuro 420.
The engine, the chassis, and the steering, and the chassis, and the chassis, and the chassis, and the chassis.
The engine, the chassis, the steering, and the cheering, and the chassis, and the chassis. And the... that should be a remix. And this is the part where it gets dark. Yeah. Zip.
At any moment, I can just die.
Die?
Well,
not again.
I've already crashed it. And now I'm dead.
Now I'm
but
dead.
It is surprisingly comfortable.
Comfortable? What? And that was a lot of CSs at the end of the video. 42 that Drug Demuro mentioned. Well, that's it for now, so thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and a comment down below and tell me what you think. I'm Awesome Guy 95. Stay tuned for more reactions, and more YouTube poop reactions as well. So with that in mind, I'll see you next time. In the meantime, stay safe, take care, tip waitresses, and peace!